She ain't never made a man wait 30 minutes.
Do I smell a whore?
Eh, 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 Hello, world. The reason I got the booty call clip playing first is because today's ism will be surrounding moist people biting hands that could potentially feed them and being in their feelings like usual over women. Get your ish together. So like you guys know, it's the Don, the Senator Smooth and Rude, coming to you live from the 75Y, cause we global, baby, yeah. This the Mansion in the Sky podcast where we build the land, where we drive it. And that's why we strive to become envious, which is unconquerable and influential in every single aspect of our lives. Our focus here at the Mansion is to learn from current events, either global and or local, and apply it, while also staying in the mix about technology and health in a cold, calculated, and episode-changing world. So envious ones, welcome to the home of the anti-hero. I appreciate every single person that listens, chimes in, that is a participant, that sends articles, that has a hand in building this empire over here. I appreciate and I love every single last one of you guys, and I'm going to continue to do my best in providing you with high quality content over here. All right, the lineup for the show today is, of course, the isms. Then after that, then we will go into the word of the day. Now, then after the word of the day, then we have 3 topics for you guys. We're going to try and keep this show short today. That may or may not happen, but we're going to do our best to do that. So first topic is going to be talking about Marries Triplets says that they have a strict bed timetable. If you know anything about what's going on or what has been going on in this world for a long time, there is a veil of monogamy, but in actuality, polyamory is the thing that's been going on for so long. So we're going to touch on that for a second. Then after that, then we're going to tap into an article titled Jill Biden opposed picking Kamala Harris as her husband's VP after she attacked him during a primary debate, new book says. So over there doing that Barbie doll talk. Then we're going to end off with, of course, my favorite segment of the show, technology. We're going to be talking about the U.S. government report proposed nuking the moon, newly released documents, revealed. All right. So today's ism. Biting a hand that could feed you. Now, this is an ism that will return because this happens all the damn time. I've bitten hands that have fed me or could have fed me. Sometimes I didn't care, but sometimes I did it out of emotions because I was acting moist. It happens. But in this situation, I'ma just say this here, that this person, they listen to this, they gonna know who they are. Yes. Most of the content that I make is based off of real life actualities that happen. So to go right into it, biting a hand that could feed you. Why bite a hand that could feed you when you're in dire straits, when you need help, but in the background you're hating? From my understanding, haters are just confused admirers. So if you admired me and you are so close that you could touch me, don't come off weird. Because over here at the mansion, what do we call weirdos? that are ambitious. We call them A-dubs, ambitious weirdos. You move strange. Your energy is itchy. At the whole core of it, you may be moist or sandy. And in this ism, we're speaking to men because everything is a conversation. Everything is a conversation. I'm an easy guy to get along with. I'm cool. I'm cool like the ice tray. I'm cool like an ice bucket. And I'm not violent. I don't go down that route. But how I move is, if you slight me and it comes time for the election for you to get voted in, you don't have my vote. And if the VIPs, the very important persons, ask me about you, I'm going to tell them the truth. And that's just how I operate. I'm not going to defame you. I'm not going to slander you. I'm going to keep that to myself. But when it's time for my vote to be turned in, I'll either vote for the Green Party or I won't vote at all. But you won't get my vote. Nor will you get sympathy or empathy for me. Now, when it comes to biting a hand that could feed you, this doesn't really have too much to do with that. But it does contribute to the haterism, the moisturization of some people, and things that I personally will never be able to respect is a man or men who are so damn pressed over women. Maybe because I've been a guy who's always had women in his life, and by the skin of my testicles, I guess, I never got any of them pregnant or had them hitch their wagon onto me. And I want to thank the Most High for that, for giving me the opportunity to have a new lease on life and to be able to live life on my own terms. And to be able to see all my older brothers or even some of my peers and my colleagues go through it and live vicariously through them and know that this is not the way that I want to go. And also I want to say that I do have my coffee and I got my smokes. But I will never be able to respect men who live every single second of their lives thinking with their penis, always in women's face. Like, man, these women ain't going nowhere. And for real, the real secret is getting you some money. And that's how you really get the women that you really want. Women are a byproduct of success. And these women don't want to be with no broke nigga. Nigga out here struggling. Yeah, they might want to get piped by niggas like that. Why? Because you got time on your hands. What happens when you got times on your hands? You can practice on whatever the fuck it is that you want to practice on. And that may be fucking. That's why broke niggas are good at fucking. Because they ain't bout shit. Don't nobody want to be like y'all niggas because y'all get a lot of women. Man, fuck off, man. Y'all some weirdos for real. Y'all niggas weird. That's weird. And the women that you participate with ain't no better. So for real, all y'all can kick rocks. Because over here at the mansion, we changing ourselves because we want to change the world. We not worried about y'all. We ready for y'all to die off, for real, for real. We're over here contributing because we want to make this a better society. We not worried about y'all. That's why niggas like y'all moist wipes, get mad when brothers like me take your women as spoils of war and don't even be paying their ass no mind. So my question is, why cuff women that have no value? Why even, let's take it away from the women. Why even put yourself around people who don't even value you? Why continue to live in this life and get mad at little things when people disrespect you? Whether that be the case or whether that not be the case. The point that I want to make with that is go out here and bring some value to this world. And go and earn and take your own respect instead of getting mad and being salty, sandy, or moist about things that you can control. Get you some money. That might not solve all your happiness problems, but I guarantee you that's a big part of it. Shit. I don't have a vault. I want a vault. I don't want a bag. I want a money vault. I want things to keep coming in. I want people around me who keep bringing me money options and ideas and solutions. I want money. I want money producing assets. That could possibly be a reason why you're mad. And you got hate in your blood. And truth be told, all that hate in your heart gonna kill you. Too old for that shit. Too damn old for that shit. To be cuffing or trying to cuff. Respective. I ain't even gonna go that route. Too old for that shit. Too old to be trying to cuff other old people who, quite frankly, they're hedonistic, or I forget how to say that word, but they jump from one impulse to another impulse to another to another. What they say doesn't match up with how they move. Truth be told. Truth be told. Easy like a Sunday morning. Truth be told. Cuffing people like that. Have more respect for yourself. You don't know where I could be in 5 years from now. But because you're so pressed over women, you burning bridges and biting hands that could feed you. You don't know what kind of bank I might have years from now. You don't know if I could be a resource for you. But you're mad over nothing. The way that me and my niggas always operated is, if there's a particular woman that you want, and I've dealt with her before, it's a conversation. It start with a conversation and end with a conversation. If I say no, don't go there, then it's like, all right, we understand. It's more women. But if I say, hey, green light, then go ahead, go for it. Gotta change the way that you look at things, and then the things that you look at might change. But I'm not about to harp on this too much longer because, in honesty, I'm over here holding a master class. Go get you some money. Go get you some purpose and direction in your life, and stop trying to cuff on something that is uncuffable. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I'm trying to tell y'all. Most of these people that appear to be likable, man, behind the scenes, man, you wouldn't even want to deal with them. And it wouldn't even be worth your time. They some A-dubs for real. Some ambitious weirdos. Straight weird. The way they move, the energy they put out, weird. And then wonder why things always happen to them. It's because how you living. You're living wrong. If you don't believe in God, I can comfortably say we all believe in karma. If you believe in karma, then there's good karma and there's bad karma. It's always going to come back to you. If you're always doing good and you never see a return, it's going to come. Just keep doing good. But if you're always doing bad and nothing bad's happened to you, best believe the infrastructure of all that crooked shit you're doing is going to crumble. So tighten the fuck up, man. Too old for that shit. Cause I don't want to help. I don't want to help you. I don't care. I'll tell you whatever I need to tell you to get you off my back. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck at all. Because I've connected all the dots, and the one constant variable is you. Change how you living, because I'm not a resource for you. You can't come to me. You don't get my vote. You do not get my vote. But I won't defame you. But just know that these people that you are so pressed over, they're giving you up. They're giving you up as if I'm the Fed and they're the innocent bystander, or they're the bystander, or they're the victim, and they're saying, hey, this is that, this and that, and don't even know nothing about these people. They're giving you up. Change how you moving, man. Change how you're moving. I want to help, but I'm not going to help until you help yourself. Because I really don't care. I don't care. Like, the Mansion in the Sky podcast is about helping people who are helping themselves. We're all building this lamb, this plane, this cruise ship, whatever it is that you want, while we're driving, flying, cruising. And everybody has something to offer, but what we don't do is don't pay attention to things that don't pay us back. And I don't feel no type of way. I feel nothing. I feel nothing at all. So don't bite the hand that could feed you. Because you never know. You might have an idea in the future, and I might actually want to help. But you in the way. And to those women that you be chasing, this is all I got to say to that.
Why are you asking her? She ain't never made a man wait 30 minutes.
Do I smell a whore?
Do I smell a whore? I know it's a whore. Easy like a Sunday morning. Rearrange those guts. And best believe, the pussy is good. Real good. But it's very forgettable. Very forgettable. It's gonna be more. Don't you want women that you actually enjoy being around, that aren't run by their pussy? Don't you want that? I do. Don't you want women who they got options, but you're their first option, and you have a couple of those instead of being their second or their third, in case I'm horny and my first two options don't shake out, then I just bring you in? Don't you want to be their first option? And you actually enjoy each other's time, and we all trick in some way, shape, or form. You actually don't feel bad about giving them what they're asking for, or what you know they need, and a part of the reason why they're there. We don't own none of them. We just leasing them. Wouldn't you prefer that instead of some women who just as pressed as you? Something that's easy. And not easy as in like, shit, I met her Tuesday and I was in her pants Wednesday. But somebody that's good for you. Or some bodies that are good for you. Instead of people who will give you up because you so damn pressed. Like, I would love to help, but from my observation, you stuck in a cycle, and I don't care. And I have never respected people who are pressed over women, people who are stuck in cycles. I had to cut one of my homeboys off. I know him since second grade. Love his ass to death. Haven't talked to him in months. Because we're on two different trajectories. And the guy's brilliant, smart, got so much going for him. But he's stuck in a stage of paralysis of analysis. He's analyzing his current situation. And thing is about us guys, the way our lives is set up is like a mullet. Business in the front, party in the fucking back. And it's the opposite for the women. The women are like a bang. You know, party in the front, and then, you know, gotta get real in the back. So it's like, you're over here trying to cuff these old ass women who, if you really, really, really talk to them, if you really fucking talk to them, yo, and you really knew how they were living, yo, their life is a fucking shitstorm. It's a fucking shitstorm. It's a fucking mess. It is a mess. It's a fucking mess. I have to stop messing with old heads because that shit is so contagious. And I don't want no parts of that. I just want to rearrange your guts, have a good time with you. That's it. But you want to go and make that something. That ain't nothing there. There's nothing there. Because they're going to do the same thing that they do with me or anybody else. They have a good time with you, then the thrill is gone, and then they jump to the next while never getting their shit together. It's not worth your time. Do better. And then, you know, all the moist in the sandbag MFers out here, they're going to be like, oh, Don, well, why are you so hard? And why you being so mean? And da-da-da-da-da. Ask the hard questions. Connect the dots. I told my supervisor who helped out an individual, I said, yo, you're not Bruce Wayne. Stop trying to help everybody. Stop trying to save everybody. He didn't help me out plenty of times. He didn't have to. But I'm just saying, sometimes you can't help everybody. Sometimes you got to just let people drown. Intentionally. And that might have been the best thing for them. Because now they got to use their brain. They got to unlock more percentages out of their brain to go ahead and get themselves up out of that. Because more times than not, I know a lot of things that I'm in is because of me. Nobody else. Because of me. Nah, man. Anti-hero over here. Anti-hero of the century right here. Don Tesla, Tommy Jack, Copper Rich. That's me. Say yourself, son. Stop helping people who don't want to be helped. Stop helping people who they've had to become master manipulators because they don't want to do shit with their lives. I don't care. I'm not here to help you. I'm here to help people who are helping themselves. Because those are the people who deserve it. I don't care. Don't come over here with that moist shit. I don't give a fuck.
Hoary.
Word of the day, hoary. Do I smell a whore? It's an adjective, hoary. What does it mean? It means so old or so familiar as to be dull or gray or white with or as if with age. That's the word of the day, hoary. All right, going straight into it. And I just want to say, so I can get it out the way, that I probably will be tapping this episode.
You always do that to me, George.
And also that
There is a chemical that's called bucket.
I've definitely ingested this chemical.
And if you can just get that in your system, it can change your life.
As in the chemical called fuck it. I've definitely snorted a large quantity of fuck it. And I'm okay with that. Don't give a damn. Adverted. I don't know what that means. I don't want to click on that shit. But it's not contributing to my mental health in a good way right now. Because I want this article to be open. All right, this article, man marrying triplets says they have a strict bed timetable. It was published yesterday by Lisa Loughlin, however you say that. And it's a lot of shit going on outside because it's warm. It's like 80 degrees outside. And that's just how it is down here in the 7.5. 757 goes up. All right. A Kenyan man who was about to tie the knot with identical triplet sisters has claimed that satisfying their physical needs will be no big deal. Sister Kate, Eve, and Mary revealed earlier this week that all three of them are set to get hitched to the same man in their near future. It was Kate who first met the groom, Steve-O, in Kenya before introducing him to her two sisters. So his name's Steve-O. The siblings are reportedly pursuing a career in gospel music, despite most Christian groups rejecting the practice of polyamory or polygamy, with only a few minor sects in Africa and the U.S. allowing it and upholding monogamy as the ideal. Like I said, this just said what it is right here. The U.S. is allowing polyamory and upholding monogamy as the ideal. This is the veil. So when you see your politicians and your VIPs and things of that nature, and they give off the aura that it's her and me, me and her, ain't no telling what's going on behind the scenes. Just like with Will and Jada. That's been out in the open, and that's been common knowledge 101 for the longest of times, is that by no means are they monogamous at all. They getting it in. And that's just what it is. The thing that kills me is that there's so many people plugged in. There's so many people on the blue pill. There's so many people still living in the Matrix. Living in another simulation, but on the same planet. This is what it is. This right here. Truth be told, us men, we ain't really monogamous. We want to fornicate. We want to be filleted and elated because we got filleted. That's what it is. Nothing's wrong with monogamy. But this has been going on forever. Steve-O said, "I'm a faithful, generous man, and everything about me comes big, even blessings. That's why they call me Big Man Steve-O. I tend to believe that my love was not meant for one girl, and I was born a polyamorous man, and that everyone knows. I'm always honest and faithful, and my exes had left because I told them that I wanted to add one more. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That man ambitious, and he definitely not weird. Let's be real. If every man, or most men, because I know some who like, nah, just one, I don't want to do no more. Most men would prefer to have a couple. Let's be real. Let's have the conversation. Most men know that their woman is not getting them off, is not doing it for them, or she may do it for them in 70% of all of his basic needs, but the 30% may be that the sex is whack. Why not allow that man to bring in a pinch hitter? Hey, once upon a time, I was a traditional man. I still have some things about me that are traditional, but in this day and age and climate, that's out the window. And I had nothing to do with that. This is just how the game is. It's too many damn options. So therefore, there's too many damn options, and then there are infrastructures that are put out here that do not benefit men at all. Marriage is being governed by a third party entity, the government, okay? It's a business deal that I see no benefits from. Then on top of that, then you have the child support system, which so many people are caught up in. And I was just talking to this young lady yesterday, and she was talking about, I was just out in LA, and I want to do more traveling outside the US, but I can't get my passport right now because I'm on child support. And all I have to pay is blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh, sick. Sick. And this is what it is. You can't get your passport. You can't get your fisherman's license. I believe your driver's license gets revoked or suspended or rescinded. Then you're giving this woman a monthly allowance, which most of them do not use for the child or to support the child, but more so to support that pedicure for them salmon, for them upstream swimming salmon that they could catch with their feet, or them cold walkers that they call feet. If you ever seen Dave Chappelle, then you know that episode, that Fear Factor episode with Tyrone Biggums, when they had that one challenge where everybody had to walk on the coals, and whoever stood on the coals the longest won. And Tyrone Biggums stood on the coals for like 30 seconds. Everybody was like 6-7 seconds, and then he was out. And then the motherfucker lit up a cigarette with the fire that came from his toes. But yeah, there are no incentives to get married in this day and age. Not saying that I'm not in support for marriage. If the laws changed, I would be with it. As in, child support changed, and they wrote some amendments to some of these marriage laws. I will be for it. But right now, I'm going to pay the bachelor tax, and I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm fine. You talk about legacy. There are other ways that you can have legacies. Oh, I want to pass it down through my kids. There are other ways that you can have kids. You can adopt. You can have god kids. You can have surrogates, even though the surrogate game is getting kind of dicey and it's getting messy too. Because there have been cases of women who signed up to be a surrogate, got paid, and then tried to play. And that man didn't even meet you. Or maybe he did. Or you were artificially inseminated and still tried to put a case on him. It's also been cases where, taking it away from what I was just talking about, I'll say this and then I'll get back to the article, is that it's been some cases out here where you will be a participant in a sperm, you will donate your sperm, and there'll be women who will get artificially inseminated and then try to put a case out on you, and you've never met them. There are no incentives for men. Do not get in the system. Once you get out, what you get in is hard to get out. And this is word from my uncles. This is from my observation. And these are facts. Go do your research. I'm not doing any shows on that, because you can go to people like Coach Greg Adams. You can go to people like Mr. Palmer, aka Fuck Child Support. You can go to Minister Jap. You can go to guys like Black Ram 313. You can even go to guys like Coach Corey Wayne. You can go to guys like Tommy Sotomayor. You can even go to guys like Fresh and Fit. And they've already done the research. So it's no point for you to come and ask me, hey, well, can you do a show on this? Because it's no point. There are experts who are overqualified, who've already done the work. I'm going to do something else. YouTube is a search engine. Use it. Now, my man Steve-O over here, big man Steve-O, says, I don't want to cheat. I want to add, and coincidentally, blessings just came my way when I wanted them. Steve-O revealed that the foursome had been together for 2 months and are working on their collective relationship day by day. He said, it's barely 2 months and we are living a day at a time. We learn from one another. We are taking our time. The triplets revealed they adhere to a strict timetable as to which one of them spends the night with Steve-O on a given date and have no plans to let anyone else into the fold. They added, the three of us, we are enough for him and we are not going to allow him to bring another one. So it's a happy family. While the foursome claim they have a good dynamic, Steve-O hit back at assumptions that having 3 girlfriends is hard work. He said, why do people doubt the fact of me satisfying 3 ladies? There is no big deal. That's him with the 3 sisters. So, for me, just a week, they are 3. Every Monday, Mary, Tuesday, Kate, and Eve Wednesday. Then on the weekend, we meet all of us and we have a good time. The sisters also revealed it is the very first time all 3 are in a relationship with the same man. That's funny. The sisters also revealed it is the very in March 2014, the Kenyan Parliament passed a bill allowing men to marry multiple wives, with the bill coming into effect on May 1st, 2014. The practice is said to be common among traditional and Muslim communities in the country. This has been going on since the biblical days. I believe it was King David had hundreds of wives. This is just what men are. This is what men are. At our core, we want multiple women. So when women say, oh, well, that ain't what a man is. No, that is exactly what a man is. We want multiple women. That's what we want. Maybe not to marry or take care of that many, but that's what we are. So when you meet men out here that's knocking them back, that's rearranging the guts of many, that's what it is. Now, also, when you meet men who are very, very powerful, prominent, very, very influential, might I even say envious, as in unconquerable and influential, and they can have they pick at the litter, pick at whoever it is that they want, and they're throwing it. If you get involved with this man, you need to understand that he has options, and he will exercise them. So you need to understand what you're getting yourselves into. If you just go over there thinking that you're going to control something, the thing that you need to understand is you cannot control men who have options. You cannot do it. It will not work out for you in the end. You have to go in there having a basic understanding is that this guy has options. If I want to deal with him, it's going to be on his own terms. And to pull at your strings even a little bit more, to pluck your guitar string even more, it's about leverage and control. That guy who is that powerful, that influential, has that many takers and seekers, has the leverage and the control. And let's add on top of that he has all of his ducks in a row, has things paid off years in advance, owns everything, lease very few, maybe lease the cars, and maybe the house that he's living in or the condo that he's living in, or maybe he owns the condo. There ain't nothing that you can bring to that man that he can't do for himself. It's in your best bet that if you want to deal with this man, you do what he tells you to do. It's not because, oh, I am man. No, this is the truth. This is the truth. Stop trying to go into situations thinking that you're going to control it. It's all about leverage and control. I don't want to deal with men being my friends who don't have leverage and control over their life. Because then I got to come and bail them out. This is what it is. And if you sit here and you keep sucking up what they're telling you, that you should have all control, I'm telling you, they're leading you down a path of destruction. This is not because, oh, I want all men to have 3 wives. I could care less. I really could care less. That's a lot of responsibility. I'm telling you, if you deal with these kind of men, you have to take what they give you. Because they can do everything for themselves. They can outsource everything that you can do. This is what it is. That lie of monogamy, even back in the 50s, since a lot of people say, oh, well, you want this to be like the 1950s, even back then, it wasn't what you think it was. Them people stayed together. Grandma and grandpa, they stayed together because they had to. Because they needed each other to make it. It wasn't even about love. It was about resources and getting to the end of life. Jill Biden opposed picking Kamala Harris as her husband's VP after she attacked him during a primary debate, new book says. This was published yesterday. First Lady Jill Biden opposed her husband Joe Biden picking Kamala Harris to be his running mate after she attacked him during a domestic presidential debate. The revelation was made in the upcoming book, This Will Not Pass, Trump, Biden, and the Battle for America's Future by New York Times reporters Jonathan Martin and Alex Burns, according to an extract, seen by Fox News. There are millions of people in the United States, she began. Why, she asked, do we have to choose the one who attacked Joe Biden? The book quotes, well, at least she got her man's back, allegedly. Jill Biden, after learning that Kamala Harris was the top pick for vice president, because she's an apparent black woman, allegedly. Excuse me. The book notes that Harris attacked Biden more harshly than any other major candidate in the Democratic primaries. The Biden family had seen it as a smear and a betrayal. Could have been, allegedly. The two famously clashed during the first Democratic debate in June 2019 when Harris confronted Biden about working with segregationists in the Senate and discussed her personal history with school busing. However, many in Biden's circle, including Ron Klain, now the White House chief of staff, advocated for Harris, arguing that she was the most qualified candidate. Where's she been at last couple months, allegedly? Choosing Harris will show people that you are magnanimous and forgiving, Klain told Biden, allegedly. It will show the country just what a unifying leader you can be. I want somebody young in there. I'm tired of all these granddaddies. Trump was cool. Trump was all right. Trump was more like us than anybody else, honestly. He just rich. He came out the womb rich, but he was more American than anybody else, honestly. Like, being real, he was really more American than anybody else that had been up in there. And maybe Bill Clinton, but I mean, you know, they had their things too. I think my hairline a little crooked, but it's all good. It's still all right. It pushed this side back more than this side, but still my guy. I've been going to my barber for over 10 years. Like, we just talked about that last time before last when I was at the shop. Like, I've been going to him since 2010. It's crazy. Him and then Clipper Guy. All right. The book details Biden's hesitation to choose Harris. Fox News reports he cited concerns, including her past romantic relationship with former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown, who appointed her to minor political positions. You know, what do they call her? Headboard Harris, or feet by her ears Harris, allegedly. It also outlines other vice presidential candidates considered by the Biden campaign, Fox News said. New Mexico Governor Michelle Grissom and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer were considered, along with Stacey Abrams. However, the book says Abrams did not pass the test to be a potential running mate candidate after losing the 2018 Georgia gubernatorial election, which suggested an inability to rally voters. The Biden campaign concluded that Harris was the safest of choices, allegedly. It is not the first time Joe Biden's anger towards Kamala Harris has been reported. She told supporters on a conference call that Harris should go fuck herself for attacking her husband during the Democratic primaries, according to the Battle for the Soul inside the Democrats' campaigns to defeat Trump, a book by Edward Isaac Dove, published last year, allegedly. Jill Biden later did not deny having made the remark and told a reporter last year, that was 2 years ago. We've moved on from that, allegedly. Do they agree? What do you think? This is not a political show, but this is a case of the isms. What we talk about, biting a hand that could feed you. Somehow, some way, she made her way into the White House, allegedly. If she made her way into the White House, then what about all the other candidates that made it in there? What are they like? Are they really? See, Jill Biden wanted to, hold on, she wanted to do this. She wanted to give Kamala that. And then you seen where Jill Biden started tapping when she said, we've moved on. First she said on the conference call, go fuck yourself. And then when asked again 2 years later, she told the reporter Kamala could go fuck herself. That's funny. That's funny. All right. U.S. government report proposed nuking the moon. Newly released documents reveal. Now, we do all understand and know that for some time now, these people who have a great amount of resources have been making their way to the moon and doing space explorations. And even one of the first episodes that I did on this podcast, we talked about a company called Aquarian Space, who has not necessarily the financial backing, but they have Crane Incorporated as the engineers of their equipment and products. And the goal is to put high-speed internet and communication devices and mediums in orbit and in space and in the solar system. So this only just makes sense whether it is real or whether it is false. But this is coming to us through space.com. And honestly, I believe that this is the truth. So, the U.S. government's now defunct Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, AA-TIP. That's what we're going to call it, AA TIP. The tip. Just the tip. Are you going to pay for the meal? Nah, baby. AA, just the tip. Spent millions of taxpayer dollars to research bizarre experimental technology such as invisibility cloaks. I'm all for that. Give me one. So if I ever get stuck at some girl's house that I don't want to be at, I can just throw that cloak on and just dip. I can get like tortilla chips and guacamole and dip. Anti-gravity devices, transversible wormholes. Ooh, and a proposal to tunnel through the moon with nuclear explosives. They gonna fuck around and blow the moon up, man. Knowing how they get down, they gonna blow it up, and one day we not even gonna see the moon anymore. They gonna it's gonna be they don't need to do that. They're gonna do what they want to do, but they don't need to do that. The reason I say that is because, like, you have high tides, you have low tides. The moon's gravity contributes to the balance of Earth in a way. Blowing up the moon might manipulate the Earth in ways that we're probably not ready for. I'm telling you, we're gonna offer ourselves. That's just what it is. That's just what's gonna happen. But I'm kind of interested. So let's keep going. The documents, which include nearly 1,600 pages of reports, proposals, contracts, and meeting notes, reveal some of the stranger priorities of AA-TIP, a secretive Department of Defense program that ran from 2007 to 2012, but only became known to the public in 2017 when the program's former director resigned from the Pentagon. So he out there whistleblowing. That year, AA-TIP became synonymous with UFOs thanks to several now infamous videos of an unidentified aircraft moving in seemingly impossible ways that former director Luis Elizondo leaked to the press after his resignation. But the new documents suggest AA-TIP was up to more than just investigating reported UFO encounters. The entire cache of 51 documents obtained by Vice via a Freedom of Information Act (FOIA) request filed 4 years ago can be read here. Let's see. Perhaps most intriguing among the documents are the several dozen Defense Intelligence Reference Documents (DIRDs), which discuss the viability of various advanced technologies. This collection includes reports on traversable wormholes, stargates, and negative energy. Ooh, stargates. Have y'all seen the movie Stargate? It's interesting. It's really interesting, man. It is. So Stargates is they basically built or constructed that movie off of the theory that other intelligent life forces were moving throughout space through stargates. And there were many stargates around space on different planets and moons and things like that. So there was one on Earth that they found in Egypt. And that's the whole theory behind everything built in Egypt, is that intelligent life forces came and either A, did it themselves or gave blueprints to the Egyptians living at that time to do it themselves. But the Stargates allowed you to move through space to other different planets to just be nosy and see what the fuck was going on. So very interesting movie. The old school one that came out in 97 is really good. It was really good, man. Dark energy, high frequency gravitational wave communications, warp drive, dark energy, and the manipulation of extra dimensions. I kind of want to look up all of this because it's interesting, man. Seeing where the most brilliant invention given to Earth, the brain, is looking to go to next. This is literally everything that we've seen in Star Trek and Star Wars and any of those sci-fi movies. This is it. We're going to get there eventually. And then this is going to be normal. It's going to be normal information. It's going to be common to people who have the means to get to it and are curious to see what's going on. Yeah, similar to fans of science. And I have all of these open because I want to look into it. So many of the reports stress the impracticalities of implementing advanced technologies. In the third report on invisibility cloaking, for example, the authors whose names have been redacted in all of the reports write that perfect cloaking devices are impossible because they require materials where the speed of light approaches infinity. However, cloaking devices that make objects invisible to microwave-based sensors such as radars and motion detectors are definitely within reach of the present technology. See, that's where it starts. We got to start somewhere. All you need is a will and a starting point. And that's how we get ambitious weirdos. Now, the ambitious weirdos come when they try and do shiesty shit. But this is the kind of ambitious shit I like. Because if they can pull this off, there's no reason why you can't pull off what you want to pull off. Look, don't get around people that, like what I was talking about in the isms. Them type of people can't do nothing for you. All they gonna do is hate on you. Because you the man. And you know you the man. And you don't even carry it like that. They gonna hate on you because you own something. And they mad. Because they keep making the wrong decision. Nah, you get you around some of these people that's pulling off stuff like this. And then you ain't even gonna have time to even put your mind and wrap it around people who get talked about in the isms. You ain't gonna care. Cause you doing big ish. Big ish popping. That moist shit stopping. And that's on God. Alright. Other reports do not shy away from bold, sometimes outlandish proposals for realizing advanced technologies. In a report on negative mass propulsion, the authors propose a plan to look for extremely lightweight metals in the center of the moon that may be 100 times lighter than steel, but still have the strength of steel. I could see the future of aircrafts going in that direction if they do find, or if they have found it, because I mean, if they're already talking about it, then they found some resemblance of what it is that they're looking for, and they want to get a mass supply of that and be able to sell it off. And first people who they will sell it to is Boeing, Airbus, all of these people who manufacture aircrafts, and they would sell it. Whew. So let's say if they found it today, it takes about 7 years to make at least a Boeing plane. So it would be somewhere around 2030 before we would actually experience a plane that was so light but still in the same strength ratio as what we have today. And by that time, they'll probably be stronger and smarter and never crash. But so to reach the center of the moon, the author suggests blasting a tunnel through the lunar crust and mantle using thermonuclear explosions. Of course, the U.S. has not nuked the moon and shows no immediate intention to. NASA's upcoming Artemis mission plans to return humans to the moon for the first time since the Apollo era, allegedly, with the ultimate goal of establishing a sustainable human presence there. Rattling the moon with nuclear explosions would likely prove contrary to this mission. Duh. Come on now. And the moon don't have an atmosphere. That's the first thing that y'all have to solve is the atmosphere problem. You have to solve that first before you can put life on the moons. then oxygen, and then you can't even have that many people up there. The only way that people will be able to sustain on Earth or on these planets is oxygen. We need oxygen. And then we need plants, because plants create oxygen. See, we breathe in oxygen, and then we blow out carbon, CO2, whatever the plants need for themselves. So I think it's carbon dioxide, something like that. Don't quote me on that part. But then the plants reciprocate what we blow out, and they give back oxygen. So we need plants. We need water. So if you can solve the atmosphere problem, the reciprocation of oxygen, and what's gonna suck up all that carbon, whatever we're blowing back, I forget. I believe it's carbon dioxide. It ain't monoxide, it's dioxide, I believe. Then you got you one. Here's another hit, Barry Bonds. We out of here, baby. Whether these DIRD documents have ever led to any long-term investments in advanced technologies is unclear. According to Vice, much of AA Tip's agenda relied on contract research from a private company called Bigelow Aerospace Advanced Space Studies BASE. The company, run by Robert Bigelow, a personal friend of late Senator Harry Reid, who was responsible for the creation of AA Tip, was awarded a $10 million contract for the first year of research for the program. It's a bag, man. It's a bag. I'm telling you, start your own thing, man. When you start your own thing and you know the right people and you at least attempting to do something, you get rewarded. That's why I don't respect people who are so damn pressed over these women, bro. Who gives a fuck, man? Them women ain't about shit, man. Look, this is a clear indication of stop fucking with fuck people. This paragraph right here is the indication. Stop fucking with people who ain't doing shit with their lives. Whether you've known them for 15 years, whether you've known them for 15 minutes, stop fucking with fuck people, man. Go do something. Go start your own shit and befriend the right people. See, I'm on some Robert Bigelow shit right now, and I'm trying to befriend a Harry Reid. That's what I want to do. I want to befriend Harry Reid's, so my company can get rewarded in the first year $10 million for a contract. That's what I want to be on. You know what I mean? I'm the Robert Bigelow of this shit. Hopefully that's good and not bad. But anyways, we're going to wrap this up. I did want to kind of look at some of these, but I'm just going to go ahead and save them and sign off. And we can always come back. We have unlimited information to make beautiful content and give the people really what they've been looking for and what they need, man. But, you know, when it comes to these moist wipes out here, this is what I
Why are you asking her? She ain't never made a man wait 30 minutes.
Do I smell a whore?
Do I smell a whore? Nobody cares, man. Nobody cares that you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. There are people out here like Robert Bigelow who got their shit together, starting their own thing, and befriending people like the late Senator Harry Reid and getting awarded $10 million to go do what they gonna do and probably fail. But they got awarded that contract. Why even pay attention to people who ain't paying you no mind or who can't even pay you back? Yeah, to the regular degular straggle, it might sound fucked up, but in order to survive in this world, you gotta be selfish. So I don't fault those people who they bite hands that could potentially feed them, but at the same time, fuck off my nuts, kick rocks. I don't give a shit. All right, today's isms. All right, we started out with biting a hand that could feed you. Look, Why buy the hand that could potentially feed you when you're in dire straits and you need help, or in the background you hate? Hey, honestly, haters, they're just confusing milders. You know what I mean? If you admire me that much, ask me. I only like to help people who help themselves. Alongside that, I don't respect men who are oppressed over women. I never will, never have. I've always been getting women, whether mud sharks, busted Pillsbury biscuit cans, or bad hoes. I've been getting women all my life. I don't respect niggas who oppressed over hoes. Niggas that have tried to fight me because of the women that I've acquired. And the whole time, the women that I'm with, not even all that. And you trying to fight me over that. If you only knew. If you only did your anecdotal research and got your anecdotal data, then you will understand that that woman won't shit. It ain't shit. And don't want to be shit. It's on that cock carousel more than a little bit. And I'm just another casualty of war. So stop cuffing old hoes that don't give a fuck about nobody but them damn selves and got a crisis going on in their life. Fuck all that shit, man. Get a grip, nigga. You don't run shit. You don't even run your own life. Fuck off. Get help. Go help yourself. And go get you some money. That's the reason why you always mad. You know what I'm saying? But if you want my help, you need to go help yourself, man. I commend you. You did what you had to do, but I don't have no sympathy for nobody who ain't helping themselves. I can repeat myself and talk in a circle all day. So we gonna bounce off of that. Alright, word of the day was let's talk to white girl.
Hori.
Oh, white girl. Hori. Hori. Are you a Hori? Alright, so that means so old or so familiar as to be dull or gray or white with or as with age. And remember, don't call me Christian because I don't like gray. I don't like gray areas whatsoever. And a lot of these niggas that I talk about in the isms, they operate in gray areas. And I don't do that. Alright, after the word of the day, then we touched on polyamory. More so primarily a man marrying triplets, says they have a strict bedtime table. And this just talked more so about how this is a man who is married to triplets. After that, then we talked about Jill Biden and how she does not like Kamala Harris and thinks Kamala Harris allegedly is someone who needs to go fuck herself. And last but certainly not least, the U.S. government, always up to some shit, allegedly, reports proposed nuking the moon. Newly released documents revealed, and it seems like they're getting ready to throw some more human carcasses up on the moon and get into some nigga shit up on the fucking moon because we pay them and they don't give a fuck and they do what they want to do, all allegedly. And also, most important thing that I got from that article, which I found interesting, I burned my nose a little bit because I could smell it. But the most important thing that I personally got from that article was the Robert Bigelow Henry Reed dynamic, which was Mr. Henry Reed started his own company, and because Mr. Harry Reid was, did I say that right? Mr. Robert Bigelow started his own company and befriended Mr. Henry Reid and was awarded $10 million in a contract. So, stop fucking with fuck niggas, fuck men and boys. Go get you some money, go get you some success, and do some great shit. Stop worrying about shit that don't pay you no mind. And more times than not, as a man, even as a woman, it's the opposite sex gonna distract your ass. Motherfuckers say, hey, why you always alone? Cause these people ain't paying me no mind, they can't pay me back. So I'm finna go out here and create some value. I want to contribute to this world. This is my legacy. I will live forever through these videos. YouTube is a search engine that ain't going nowhere no time soon. I want to live forever through my videos, not digitally. I don't want a replication of my consciousness to live forever through a simulation. Just through these videos. When my time is up, my time is up, and I'm cool with that. I'm not afraid of death. But I ain't looking for it. Okay? Do better. Get your shit together. And stop hating on niggas that got shit going on for them, alright? So, with that being said, this the Don, the senator of smooth and rude, coming to you live from the 7-5. Why? Because we global, baby. Yeah. This the Mansion in the Sky podcast where we build the lamb while we drive it. And that's why we strive to become envious, which is unconquerable and influential in every single area and aspect of our lives. Our focus here at the Mansion is to learn lessons from current events, either global and or local, and apply it. And we always gonna stay in the mix about technology and helping a cold, calculated, and never so changing world. So this is the home of the anti-heroes, envious ones. I thank you, I salute you. Anybody that's sending articles, as soon as we have merchandise, I will be sending out care packages to you guys for contributing to the show and making this show and empire what it is striving to become. So until next time, I love you. Signal out. Thank you.